not 0. Just so used to writing for loops like that. So for int x, which is the one that's going across, so it's going like that, and then the first one's going like that. Scan. So I got exactly the same thing, so I'm going to be lazy and copy it and hopefully not make any mistakes. So change that to an X, that to an X, same to that, and that, and that. Okay, that seems fair to me. Compare X. Yep. That's good. So do that. Create that there, close that there. Let's tab these up because that's where we want them. Make sure we follow these, and this will become X and Y. Okay, that seems good to me. So let's comment these out for now because we don't really want to follow them. What we might do as well, though, guys, at the top, we might make a couple of changes so it makes our testing easier. TriggerBot tutorial. I'm happy with that. So if get async key state vk, yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to call check color. Now check color hasn't been created yet. Check color. So we'll call this now. Comment this out quickly as well. But this is our next function that we're going to create just to compare our colors. So we're going to do a little safety here. Oh, come on. We're going to do a little safety here just so once we start looping we can get out of it. If get async key state vk delete. Now I chose delete because it's, why did I choose it? Delete's a bad key actually. What was I thinking? It screws up the bot. We'll use page. Can I do page down? Is that gonna let me? Oh, there you go. Didn't. Bloody thing. Is that right? Oh, come on. I don't know what it is for page down actually. Let's do inserts. No inserts. Turn on the hack and turn it off. Yep, that really screwed me up. Just go for end for now. So when they press the key end, ends to turn it on. What's delete for? I'm sure I had something for delete. Let's go for delete instead, actually. Yeah, so what we're saying here is we're saying if the person presses... Okay, delete. Oh, my bad, I forgot one of them. If the person presses delete at any point during the loop, we exit. So it's just so we can test our code a bit better. We don't have infinite loops causing us trouble. So we do that, we close this in. No, I'm happy about that. So that's pretty much our main scan done. And yep. So we're going to create our check color now. So void. So we're going to follow the same thing we did earlier. So void check color. And this is color spelled in the English way, which is what I'm used to, but you guys can follow the American one, which is fine. Color ref. Now color ref is basically a pixel variable. Int x, oops, x, int y. So this expects an x and the y when you compare the color. So we need that because we want to say check if this color is the one we were looking for, and if it is, we simply pull a mouse click. Okay, so we do that in x and y. So then we say if color. Actually, we can create a quick function for it as well. So let's declare this at the top. Make sure you put the semicolon in there, and then let's just do a little other one quickly. This is going to be a bit of a long one, but we are not that far away from finishing this one, guys. So it's been a lot of code and not much testing, but feel free to test this yourself as we're doing it. Probably not yet, but because we haven't done that much, but just test it once we've got something stable. So let's create our color match function. So I'm going to copy that quickly. Bool color match pixel, and all this one accepts is a pixel, and this is a little bit of a long one. Oops, to do. I'm going to comment that out quickly. Bool check color ref h pixel. Oops, no, it's not check color. It's called color match. Color match. Okay, that seems fair enough to me. So we're going to do, we get our pixel and we say int r equals get our value. So what this does is it grabs the RGB for red value. So if you don't know what RGB is, RGB stands for red, green and blue. And I almost wasn't sure about that for a second. And what this means is, for example, if you go 255.00, it means you've got yourself a full-on red. Okay. If you, for example, get 0 to 55 0, then you've got full-on green and so on. And when you mix them up, you get different colors. It's same if you've done get green. That should be green. So let's just copy this quickly to the last one and change this to a G. G and B. So what we're saying is find out what red, green, and blue are, so we can compare our color. Okay. So once we got those, we say if red, green, and blue. I'm happy with that. If chosen color, which we declared at the top, equals 1. So we're saying if red was chosen. Okay. So I'll put a quick comment here just to help you guys out. So if chosen, if R is greater than 50. Now you can modify these to whatever you want depending on your thingies, but overall these are general reds. And I've done my red as a fairly sensitive red, which means it will shoot sometimes even when it sees something in the environment. So I prefer it that way. I prefer an extra more sensitive, more detecting. I gotta stop saying sensitive. Is there another word to say instead of sensitive? I think quickly. I don't know. A more detecting color, because I think I'd rather shoot quite often than sometimes be up against an enemy and not be able to shoot if they're, for example, in a slightly darker spot. I want to be able to shoot all times, and that might mean wasting a bit of ammo. And obviously this is one of the disadvantages of this. As soon as it detects a color, for example red, it just shoots. It doesn't care. It's not actually seeing if it's an enemy. It's not seeing anything like that. It's just shooting straight away. So if R is greater than 50 and green is less than 40 and blue is less than 40 as well, then that means we found a red. Okay, so return true. Let's copy this now 2 more times, because we've got green and blue as well. Green and blue. Now all we should be able to test is green and red on this one. We won't be testing blue, because, well, you guys can do that in any other game. And obviously tweak these values to whatever game you're using. Some games will have very strong. So if you got a game that has like if you're in game and take a print screen of your cams and then see what it looks like on paint.net, for example, then you can find out exactly what it uses. So then yours might be, for example, you might want to do a 245 here, for example, because it's a very strong red. But we can always expect the shadows and dark areas in games which will screw us up. So for this one we'll say if so make sure we'll do an else if here, because if the first condition is true, then, well, we'll leave it anyway, but it doesn't matter. So else if chosen color equals 2, if R is less than 40, so we're just copying exactly what we did here, and green is greater than 50, and B, yep, that seems fair to me. And then we'll do the same for blue, greater than 50, and red is less than 40. Yep, and that seems fair to me. So if it's blue, then we're checking that, and that is pretty much our thingy done. Now obviously we need to say return false in the end, because in this example it means it didn't find the color. Okay, so then what we're doing, we're going back to check color, and that should have most of it. Have we declared the prototype at the top? If we haven't, let's make sure we do that. No, we haven't, so let's do that. That should be fine. So we've got that there, and then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna say check color. Oh, sorry, don't do that yet. We're gonna do this one first. So if color match pixel, oops, yeah, we're gonna send the pixel in there, close that. So we're saying if it returns true from the color match, so it could be, you know, we check if the pixel's red, green, or blue when we compare it. So if the color matches, we're gonna do a mouse click. So that's called mouse event. Oops, event. Mouse event. I don't know if I usually do these in small letters, so I'm gonna stick to those. Event. Oops. No. No. Event. Yeah, that one there. So we call that, and we say mouse. So make sure you type these right. Actually, I'm gonna cheat. Yeah. So left down. Okay, see that there? So what we're saying is we'll fake a left mouse click. Let's put the Y there, 0 and 0. I don't actually know what these two do. I never paid too much attention to them. So we're saying do a left mouse click and then mouse event left up. So we're saying click the mouse down and then click the mouse up. Okay, by itself. Okay, because if we just do down, I guess if you had a game where it was all automatic weapons, or maybe you should have an option for automatic weapons and semi-automatic weapons. The way I've done it is it's basically semi-automatic for everything, which makes the assault rifles not as good as they can be, but the semi-automatic weapons makes them very fast. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So we've got our color pixel there. We found a match, so we're saying if check color. I believe, yeah. So check color. And what we're doing is we're setting a pixel in there, so we're going to say get pixel. And now this is the famous function that we're calling to use this. Now this is a very, very slow function, and if you look online, look for get pixel. If you just Google get pixel slow, you'll find tons of posts, because it's a very slow function, and this is troublemaking because it means we're going to have to improve our thingy at the end. Okay, so we've got get pixel, and what this does is it grabs from this handle that we declared earlier, which we made it desktop. It's saying get pixel from the desktop, and then we're saying at these coordinates x and y, which is our for loop. So we're scanning, getting the pixel from there, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, and then we're sending also these coordinates afterwards. We're just sending them again because we want to say if the pixel matches, do the left click and position the left click exactly at those coordinates. Okay, so it shoots the TriggerBot exactly the spot that we want. So this seems fair enough to me. I am happy with most of this, so I'm going to pull an F6. Okay, and that's fine. So there you go, that's that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick test, I think, and that will include what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to say enter game. So we're going to make a quick modification here so we can test to see if it actually does the scan. So STDC out, so he's looking for that game window, find window. I'm going to say no to this. Actually, can't do that. Looking for some, making things up as I go along now, which is something I'm not always great at. So just for our quick testing, so app window, where's app window actually used in? Get window rectangle. Yeah, so we need an actual app window. So what I'm going to use this picture, for example, here. So we can use any application or any program that you like. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this one, so I can mess around with it. So I don't have to run the game, but I will test it on the game in a minute as well. Just have a quick test here. So I want to do this. I want to cut this out and put it here. So what I'm going to say, what the hell? What I'm going to say is I'm going to say TriggerBot, and if you can tell by the title there, logic. I'm going to cheat here because I like cheating sometimes. Yes, I want to copy this here. So TriggerBot logic 1 out of 2. Now you guys feel free to do this in your game. Windows, oh shiz, photo viewer, and hopefully if I did this right, it should find the thingy and it should start scanning for whatever pixel I want it to scan. So let's do our first run here. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, so it found the game automatically, which is a good thing. Otherwise, if I put a letter wrong there, it would have had trouble finding it. So when you do run the game, make sure you have Call of Duty 4, okay? Or whatever game you're on. So if you hover over here, or look at the top there, you should see. So if you hover over here, for example, you should see the name. Oh, I was pointing at the screen like you guys are supposed to see it. But if you hover over there, you should see the exact name of the thing. So we're gonna say, start looking for it, please. So yeah, that means nothing because. So let's. You remember those things we commented out earlier? We're gonna do those now, just so we can check if it's scanning the actual thing where we want it to scan. So let's do that. Let's look for red. Where's our mouse? So our mouse isn't moving where we want it to move. So that's a bad thing, I guess. So it's running the program. We call main scan. We say for start scan. We've given it an area which seems about right to me. I don't think we made a mistake on that. I think we may have made a mistake, or I've made a mistake. For int y, I'm going to make sure our scan is right. Int debug runtime equals clock. For int y equals scan.startY plus scan.deductY